If you're looking to make solar simple, give Ron Domenico with AD Energy a call. All-day energy made simple. Solar solutions with zero down, options to lease or finance, and roofs and trees are no issue. Call Ron Domenico at 609-226-2802 and tell him you saw him on the Sports Box.
Well, hello again, and welcome to the show that, man, you just get so excited you're probably going to have to start wearing Depends. This is the Sports Box, where the only opinion that matters is right here. I am Mike Galetta, a.k.a. Hamster Mike, along with my partner Brian, the Ranger of Cars. Brian, how are you?
I've got my Depends on, ready to go.
Nice. They're good for bar action. If you got to go to the bar and just take a spot, you're good to go. Anyway, we are going to talk about the Philadelphia Flyers. That's right, the Philadelphia Flyers, a big trade that they had with the St. Louis Blues. Blues acquired Brayden Schenn. Bye, Brayden. For Yuri Laterra. I'm sorry.
I'm the name guy.
We're all tongue-tied today for some reason. And, you know, the Flyers got the 27th overall pick and got a guy in Frost. I think he's going to be a good player. You know, Hextall with the youth movement. I think it's a good move for the Flyers. Here's a guy who's the second leading scorer on a team who came here with big aspirations. You know, didn't really get to that level, but was a good, solid player. And listen, I've always been the one to say about the Flyers they needed to start chipping off some pieces for this puzzle and started getting younger. And Hextall is in the same boat. He wants to get younger. He wants to get better with the youth of the team. And here you go, Brayden Schenn off to St. Louis for a 27th overall pick. I think it's a great move for the Flyers.
So you're going to like my opinion.
I know it's killing you, isn't it?
It's a great deal for the Flyers.
I think it is.
Yeah, so it's a great deal for the Flyers. Okay, so let's analyze it.
And Laterra to change the scenery for him.
Laterra, to me, was for the money to work out.
He's a third or fourth line player. I mean, he's not a stud player that they got returned.
He's literally a captain.
The main thing was the 27th overall pick.
And the conditional first
Correct.
round pick, which the Flyers are going to end up between Morgan Frost and a pick either one of the next 2 years with 2 first-round picks.
Correct. Yeah. So it's a great deal. How could you go wrong with that?
Right. So you say,
for a guy in Brayden Schenn that, you know, was
Brayden Schenn, to me, is extremely overrated because he's a power play specialist, right?
Extreme.
He's a power play specialist.
Right.
His 5-on-5 play is not that great.
He's definitely
but
overrated.
You look at how the Flyers are set at center right now. You can't trade Claude Giroux because no one's going to take him off your hands.
No.
Okay? You still have Sean Couturier. You just drafted Nolan Patrick second overall. He's going to be a center for you for the foreseeable future. You don't need Schenn.
Don't get me started with Couturier. That's just me.
He's there, right? Yeah. Third line center, he's there. Yeah. So you take an asset in Schenn, which you're not really going to use much anymore. Again, you know, Schenn's only 25, but again, he really hasn't. He's not an irreplaceable player. He only has 55, 60-point player.
He's a good, solid player for you, is what he is. He's not obviously you know, a stud in the league or anything like that. He's a good, solid player, and you use them like I thought they would for an asset. And then, like you said, Brian, they got a 27th overall pick, and they got the conditional pick next year. That helps them out.
Oh, sure.
You're letting her, okay. He's a third or fourth line guy, big deal. You got a guy you throw in there. You know, with Filippo last year you had, he's giving it a little jump. Maybe a change of scenery does him good. We will see, but I think he's a third or fourth line guy.
They're setting themselves up, though. You know, so Filippo's deal ends after this season, and then obviously Laterra's deal ends after next season. So you open up money for Simmons, if that's gonna happen. But again, Laterra's not being brought here to start playing awesome minutes for the Flyers because they have to take some money back to make this deal work. They're doing St. Louis a favor, getting compensated for it with the picks. Little NBA action here, actually, because this deal had some top 10 protections. I've never seen that in hockey before. I think the NBA is having an impact there. But yeah, so the Blues can protect this pick next year. If they're in the top 10. They're not going to be in the top 10. They're a very good team. But they have the option to do that. Listen, this is no lose for the Flyers. I can't see anything here that's going to be negative because, again, they're not trying to win this year. They're just not. I mean, just call it what it is.
They're trying to be competitive, but they're not going to go for Stanley Cup, obviously.
They are accumulating youth and assets to build the team going forward.
Correct.
Who cares about this year?
Correct. Don't yell at me.
Who cares about next year?
There you go.
So, again.
We still need a goaltender, and to be honest, I think Filippo, even though he was only here for a short time next year, if he plays like he did last year, I think they'll resign him. I think they'll roll the dice and resign him.
I disagree.
I mean, I think if you had to look at it right now, I think they don't sign him. But I think if he plays like he did last year, they might keep him.
In my opinion, I think the Flyers are looking square at 2020-21 is the year that they're really going to try to make a run at something because that's when McDonald gets off your cap. That's when a lot of these guys.
Per overall connecting, you got a lot of these guys that are going to play well. So it'll be very interesting.
That's going to be the year. But again, no risk move for the Flyers.
No, great move for the Flyers. That boy Hexy. So thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Remember, you can always get us on social media if you need to.
Twitter and Facebook. We know you're on there. Find us at Sportsbox Show, and of course our YouTube channel. Please go ahead and subscribe.
And remember, at the Sportsbox, the only opinion that matters.
Oh, another one.
It's right here. Thanks for watching.
See.
This episode of the Sports Box is brought to you by Mic'd Up Entertainment and DJ Mike Velardi. For all of your event planning needs, make sure you contact Mike at 609-864-5925 and tell him that you saw him on the Sports Box.
1, 2, 3.
Don't forget to subscribe.